You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
You look crazy in the motherfucker.
100%.
Wait, what's the Bohemian Grove then?
I'll tell you better right now.
Somebody knocking on the window.
So,
Oh, them the kid. I can't see nothing.
basically, it's in San Francisco. It's been documented already.
Yeah.
There's been many politicians, many actors, many musicians, artists. They come together and they do these rituals to this effigy. It's like an owl or whatever it is, and they do sacrificial rituals to this owl and get fucked up and do weird shit, orgies, and oh shit, say I can't even say that on TikTok, but you know, they do a lot of weird stuff.
They do?
Oh yes, they do.
And this is proven and documented.
Proven and documented.
No. That I've actually heard Alex Jones speak on too. Yeah. You know who Alex Jones is?
Yep. And all I'm trying to do is...
Alright, talk to us.
Bro, I don't give a bro. They held me down and they made me watch little kids get... I don't give a anymore.
Where?
Bro, they took me to the woods, bro, and they tied... I'm not joking, bro. I have proof, bro. I don't give a... Bro, I will show you every video you could ever believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They tied me down and they made me watch, dog. I absolutely don't give a anymore. Yes, I lost it. They're being little kids.
Come on, fuck this guy.
Bro, this dude, dude.
Who?
Bro,
you know
you know the higher elites, bro. You already know who they are, bro.
You know the path you're going down is dangerous, my friend.
I don't give a. I don't give a. They can't touch me. I'm with God.
Well, that's the first point of contention, because I care about you a lot, and I can assure you from my own personal experience that they can touch you, which is the worst part
no,
about
they
it.
can't, bro. All right, so come touch me, you fucking.
You have proof of these things. You have proof of this on your phone?
Yes, of course I do. What the fuck are you talking about? Of course, if Alex could get a fucking video from the Bohemian Grove, of course I could.
Well, I have to be careful what I say because I'm in the middle of a judicial process right now.
You want me to get you out of it? I can help.
Well, bro, my door gets kicked in if I say what I'm thinking.
Okay, well, I can help you get out of it.
13, 14 years old, who was put in a cage at the Bohemian Grove, and with another young boy who was part of their network. And they had a third young boy in there who had been kidnapped, and they had to commit sex with him, and then they had to murder him on camera. This is called a snuff film. These snuff films sell for $50,000 each.
I know Sammy Davis Jr. was heavy into that.
Well, Sammy Davis Jr. admitted he was involved in the satanic. This all goes back to satanic cults. And
he was with Anton LaVey, is that correct?
That's right. I have sources who I've talked to, and they told me they were part of the network. One of them in particular was used as a decoy in parks, public places, shopping malls, to bring children his age, 12, 13, 14 years old, near the car. They'd kidnap the kids. He attended auctions where these kids were auctioned off for up to $50,000 each. There are 91 Americans who disappear every hour, and it is believed 85 to 90% of them are children. A lot of them are not returned. And I have investigated and exposed an organization in Washington, D.C. known as the Finders. It's a CIA child kidnapping ring.
Now, in a moment.
One of the creepiest and weirdest conspiracy theories says that for the last 140 years or so, many of the most powerful men in the world, and it is only men, gather at this secret location to perform a ritual in front of a giant owl statue. The place is called Bohemian Grove, they say, and attendees include almost every former president, CEOs, any power player in society. They gather here once a year in front of the owl and the bonfire. But the weirdest and most chilling part of all of this is that it's totally true and not controversial. You can go to Wikipedia, just go look up Bohemian Grove. It's a known location. You can go there right now. It's all fenced off. It even includes a photo from one of the gatherings. This is from 1967. There's Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, all just sitting around the table. The ceremony they perform in front of the owl statue is called cremation of care, and the powerful people dress up in costumes. The giant owl statue is called the Owl Shrine, and it has speakers and audio equipment inside of it so that it can speak to them in a booming voice. One of the first meetings to discuss the Manhattan Project happened at Bohemian Grove. And yes, it's still in operation. Recent attendees include Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. This, by the way, is why I so strongly dislike fake conspiracy theories, because you don't need to make things up. Powerful people are weirdos.
In 1950, Nixon listened to Eisenhower's lakeside speech, which must have charmed the right people. Nixon later said, quote,
"It struck me forcibly that Eisenhower's personality and personal mystique had deeply impressed the skeptical and critical caveman audience," end quote.
3 years later, Eisenhower became the next U.S. president. 17 years later, it was time for Nixon's own lakeside speech. At that point, he was considered damaged goods because of his failed candidacy a few years earlier. So this time, he had to prove himself all over again. And it was a huge success. 2 years after his lakeside speech, Nixon moved into the Oval Office. He later wrote, quote, "If I were to choose the speech that gave me the most pleasure and satisfaction in my political career, it would be my lakeside speech at the Bohemian Grove in July 1967. Because this speech traditionally was off the record, it received no publicity at the time, but in many important ways, it marked the first milestone on my road to the presidency," end quote. 3 years later, Nixon wanted to give another speech, now as President of the United States. There was just one small problem. The US president can't just disappear to get hammered in a forest and give a private speech to the most powerful men in the country. When the press heard about it, they said they would join the party to cover the event. And they had a few questions in mind. What were all these powerful men doing in a secluded forest in the middle of nowhere? What were they talking about? Is anything going on here that the public should know about? It wasn't exactly what the Bohemian Club wanted. Their secret rituals and speeches had to be protected at all costs, so the club leaders told Nixon to sit this one out. In 1995, former President George Bush Sr. used his lakeside speech to introduce a special guest, his son George W. Bush. And he had a clear message for his audience. His son would make a great president one day. And we all know how that one turned out.
On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war.
These lakeside speeches are still one of the best kept secrets in America. No one knows what they're talking about each year, and it's quite difficult to sneak around all those ex-military soldiers guarding the place. So if you want to see these lakeside talks live, so you know exactly what the powerful elite is planning next, maybe it's time for you to become a member of this secret society.
They've got this ritual that's only the feeder group. So I'm sitting there during the ritual, and I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. The dude goes, shut up, I'll kill you. And they're all taking it very seriously. And there's this hearse comes in with the body of a child. It is an effigy. They're not killing it.
It's just a bundle of sticks, right?
Yeah, well, it looks like a kid. No, later, others infiltrated later that worked there and got us photos of it. It's an image of a kid. It's a little kid.
Biblical is who they sacrificed to Canaanite.
It's a bull, but they do it as an owl.
They do it as an owl, yeah. But that's from the Bible, is you would sacrifice a child to Moloch.
Give not your children to the fires of Moloch.
That's me sneaking inside Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, I'm good. I gotta run.
An invite-only secret society of American elites who gather in the woods 2 weeks out of every year to decide the future of the world and conduct human sacrifice rituals in front of a 40-foot owl god named Moloch. Or so the rumors say. Many have begun wondering what actually goes down here after famous boxer Ryan Garcia said this.
The babies, guys, babies! They're eating babies, literally! And I'm the crazy one.
So they're in with these bankers and former presidents.
Yes.
And some guy brings over something that it's an effigy that's supposed to be a body.
Yeah.
And then they drop it on the fire. And they're all worshiping an owl god.
But before I sneak into the grove, what do the locals nearby know?
Right in front of me, we got the hoot owl. You guys know what that owl is?
Well, yeah, that's. No.
Oh, no? No. Oh, we're just walking around and talking. I thought you saw it. We can walk away, though. We're just trying to learn what's going on with the owl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't know?
The locals were immediately on guard.
You know anything about the Bohemian Grove?
I worked there before you asked.
You worked there? Whoa, what did you see?
A lot of things that I cannot talk about.
Actually?
Yep.
Can you give us, theoretically, what might you have seen if someone were to work there?
I cannot talk about that.
Sign a document?
Nope, but I cannot talk about it.
Did you partake in anything?
Have a wonderful day, sir.
Okay, wow.
Please be careful, okay?
Be careful? Do you think we're dealing with things that are much more powerful than...
Well, I can say.
What did he see?
You know anything about the Bohemian Grove?
Yeah, I used to work there like 10, 15 years ago. Oh, I don't want to be on camera.
Oh.
You know, they planned the bombing for Hiroshima and Nagasaki there?
What was that?
Never mind.
Everyone here knew something about the Grove until they saw my little camera.
It's probably not a good place to be going unless you know what you're doing.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of rich, crazy people up there.
You're trying to get in?
My father was in.
Oh, he was in the club?
Yeah.
Who was he?
He was a Mason.
Oh, he was a Mason.
39th.
Did you inherit his will? His Freemason will?
I can't disclose that.
Okay. Is there anything we should know?
Probably not. Probably you don't want to mess with it.
Okay.
No, I'm done here.
All right. Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate you. What would happen?
I don't know.
You know anything about the Bohemian Grove?
I know lots about the Bohemian Grove.
Would you like to share?
No.
Is there some darkness to it?
Don't film me. Hit the road.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really get up there, though.
Can't get in? You seen any crazy things or no?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
I think a lot of naughty goes up there, you know. They just go free and let loose.
But luckily, I found a nearby crystal store with the...
The name Moloch is often associated with an ancient god that was worshipped through the practice of human sacrifice involving the youth in some cultures. If we were to interpret the name Moloch based on this meaning, we would need to explore the significance of the name itself. The name Moloch is derived from a root that can mean king or ruler and or messenger. In the context of human sacrifice, the sacrificing of the youth to Moloch is a symbolic representation of the dangerous act of giving up important qualities such as understanding, which is symbolized by sons, and wisdom, which is symbolized by daughters, for misguided beliefs or to appease and gain favor with the perceived ruling power. Interpreting Moloch in this context suggests a warning against making sacrifices to external powers that demand submission or appeasement. It symbolizes the dangers of giving up one's essential qualities or potential for the sake of perceived authority or power, especially if such actions go against higher principles and moral values. The sacrificing of the youth to Moloch was viewed negatively, and those practices were condemned in biblical texts, as it involved forsaking values and principles for something that was considered destructive or false. It's a cautionary tale against exchanging vital qualities for practices that go against higher principles and morality.
Every year it brings together the 6 societies that secretly rule the world. The Reptoids, the Atlanteans, the Catholic Church, the Juggalos, for some reason, us, and of course our arch rivals, the Illuminati.
So what's the deal with the Illuminati again?
Basically, they're the cooler version of us.
Bro, listen!
This isn't the Matrix, no. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you are one of them. What are they? Sentient programs. They can move in and out of any software still hardwired to their system. That means that anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone, and they are no one. We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors, they are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I really think he was talking about demons, bro. Or he could just be talking about them, like the people that control this shit that's on top right now. Also about being unplugged and woke and shit, it's like, it's hard to wake people up that just don't want to wake up out that shit. Wake up!
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.